Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. The Guru Srimati Baba ki Jai. Then if there are some questions, I can look at them. Nitya wants to come, you can come, Nitya.
Hello. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. I don't know how. It's a little bit shaky at the moment, so I need some seconds. There was just this energy to come up, and there's actually nothing I can put in words what is going on here, or not going on, or whatever. There seems to be a big contradiction going on, which makes just no sense at all. And there's I just trust, when I come up, it's just cared for everything. I don't have the feeling I need to find the right words or so, but I have just the feeling I have to come up. You know what I mean? It's just it's just to show myself that the light can shine on whatever it needs to be shined on, which I just don't know, that makes any sense. Yeah. Maybe something more, but at the moment I just...
So, at the moment, completely in this moment. What are you right now? And that which comes out or doesn't come up, what is it? What is the meaning of that for what you really are? Even the reactions in Nitya's body, the laughter or crying, does it touch the reality of you? Even if it is contradiction or confusion, whatever the content of the experience might be, it is just another appearance and soon to be disappearance. Because nothing that has appeared has ever stayed forever. But you have been forever. So now, is there something to drop or to understand? Is it? The dropping can only be of a concept. Even for there to be a contradiction, there must be two concepts. You cannot have a contradiction with even just one concept. For there to be a contradiction means concept one, concept two, in seeming opposition with each other. But whatever the two concepts might be, how does it really touch the reality of what you are? I'm not sure if my video is the same as Nitya's right now because Nitya's is very patchy, it is blocking, very intermittent. How is my video for anyone if they can type out? It is fine? Okay. So for some both are clear. Okay, good. So I was saying that, is there a real me who is experiencing a true contradiction? Actually, there is no such thing as a true contradiction. It is only two opposing concepts. And no concept actually applies to you. Does any concept apply to you in reality? You see? And sometimes, so if that is true, that no concept applies to me in reality, then better than having one concept is having a contradiction. Because it keeps us in the I don't know. Why do you want to leave the I don't know? Let's all get comfortable with the I don't know. Because we don't know actually. You see? Because when we say I don't know, it means I'm not sure if any concept is true. And we actually know that no concept is true. So I don't know then is very good. We don't have to be sure about anything at all. Because any conceptual surety is not the truth. And whether conceptual surety is there or not, your truth remains unchanging. I know that this might not have been the question at all. But since something showed up from there and something is showing up from here, but it is just the play as it plays. Now, if all these appearances, all these sensations, all these perceptions, whatever we call them, if there is no label for any of them, so body is a label. What is the body label for? Which perceptions? How do we use the term body?
Container perception.
Huh?
Container.
Container, seeming container. Completely contained, but the idea of container. So this container type perception, sensations of the body, the visual of the body. You see, body is a set of perceptions. Mind, what is mind? Another set of perceptions that we call thoughts and similar energies. What is sight? Set of perceptions that we call sensory perception, sound, all of this. So everything that is perceived without a concept of what they cause no trouble. But once we start putting these concepts, body, mind, me, other, it's just theoretical grouping up of various perceptions and saying this is this and this is that. Ultimately, as I was saying yesterday, even this consciousness, awareness, are just theoretical concepts to define that which is our primal experience. So actually there is only the self. Then you find that there is a unlabelable witnessing, awareness. And that is the unmoving, it is the unchanging. So what is it aware of? That it is aware of itself and that which seems to be changing. So actually our experience is one. But our first theoretical distinction comes there. Awareness and consciousness. Actually only one self. Like I say, one hand. But we take this qualitative distinction and we say, okay, this is consciousness, this unmoving is the awareness. Okay? And the rest of it is all about this, the moving. All a set of moving perceptions, changing images on the screen of itself. And we have made these distinctions of body, mind, me, other. And once these distinctions are made, then the concepts of desire and doership. If I am just a limited object, then I would like to be more, I'd like to be bigger than I am. So I want something. And if I want something, I have to do something to get it. But none of this is the truth. All of this is just conceptual. For some of you, what I'm saying is making sense. Because if you can meet me here, then all of this conceptual distinction starts to fade away. Then what you're finding is, I am the self. Without even the use of the term, the self. So when we make it very basic, we can say, at the most basic level, I am aware of my existence. Then I am aware. I am. I. Then even the most primal notion of the I can be dropped. And here no words are needed. So when Bhagavan said, meet me in silence, or silence is the best teaching, what he means is not that, okay, we're believing a lot of concepts about ourselves, but outwardly we are silent. That is not the silence. Silence is just empty of concepts. What is there to find? What is the confusion? Do I have to become something? Do I have to go anywhere? All these just fall away. So then we look at the most basics. I am aware. I am aware of my existence. This existence is effortless. Nobody is holding up your being. You see? No concept is holding up your being. Nothing is holding up your being. Then, what is the most troublesome concept? That I am something. This is what we were calling the small I the other day. I playing as I am something is the small I. Now you are never this one. It's very important that to see that you are never this one. The big I never becomes a small I. Don't worry about anything at all. Whatever might be coming up, it is not bigger than you. You see? It's not even as big as a tiny mosquito. You see? Whatever might be coming up. That day we did this fun experiment and said, okay, you can keep imagining an ant to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But can it become bigger than the space in which it is imagined? Can it become bigger than your existence, which contains it? Nothing is there. So all of this that is coming, whether it is conceptual, emotional, whether it is energetic, nothing is stronger than the holiness of your being. Your existence is the substratum for anything, no matter what it might be. Can anything exist unless you are? All that is coming. What will happen to it if you are not there? Can it be there? Have you ever had the experience of this? You went to deep sleep and yet energetic play was happening. Yeah? Or some concepts were playing around. Nothing. All dissolves as your own being goes into sleep. How big is whatever is coming, how big is it compared to you? If you draw Mount Everest, it is still nothing but a tiny ripple in you. This being, this existence, is beyond all that can be perceived. As you're seeing this more and more, then you'll also see that all these things that come, sometimes they might seem scary, sometimes they might seem strong, but soon they will start to seem like children who are coming trick or treating at Halloween, trying to wear these scary masks, but actually they're just children. They are your children. Their existence has depended on you. it is impossible to be confused about anything at all unless we pick up the basic confusion about who I am. I was at work today. And somebody told me, but you're too idealistic. We were talking about some worldly thing. So they said, and they don't know about my satsang life or anything like that. They just know me as work person. So they said, we were just talking about something and they said, but you're too idealistic. And I almost said, you don't know the half of it. Because I almost was going to say, but you are God. And that would have been the end of that meeting. I resign.
And come to Satsang. I resign and come to Satsang.
I resign and never want to see you again. I never realized that I'm working for a crazy person.
Not even line, but
Okay.
something wrong with him.
Is it okay? What do you mean?
He's acting a bit crazy.
So I know that many times when I share in satsang, it can seem like, but this is just, but Father, I know the truth of me is actually untouched by anything that comes and goes. But still, can we not play with this for a bit? Yes, we can, but I have to come back to my but, which is it real? Is it true? Actually, the mind will say that an emotion or an energy or a sensation is playing with you. But actually, no matter what the emotion, sensation, energy is, it is always you who are playing with it. It is all dancing to the tunes of consciousness and consciousness alone. And consciousness is nothing but the dynamic aspect of yourself.
Can I say something first? Don't laugh when I say this, yeah? You will, I know. It's just so crazy what is going on. It feels here, that the ideas are getting so, which I believe, getting so much more subtle. And and I know. And I just cannot speak somehow. The identification gets more and more subtle, and what is playing out, it's just when these things are coming, it just plays out, and I cannot do anything about it. Also, it's just, I don't mind it in that sense, but I see how they're seeing even the subtlest things are seen. and how the identity, you know, is clinging to this something which I don't even have a word for. Yeah, it's just the something, whatever. It just doesn't want to die or so. It just wants to stay alive. There's something, seeming something. It's so crazy. It's just crazy.
It does become subtle like this. And many times we are not able to, like earlier in the inquiry, it might seem like it is so clear what is the identity which is causing, pushing some button. You can see, you can look at the main identities and say, this is spiritual seeker identity, this is partner identity, this is money identity, this is body identity. All these are so clear because the thoughts which are coming are so blunt. Now the identity starts to thin away. Is it? Almost like in hiding, just waiting for the subtlest of change in some sensation, something moving, just to wait for an opportunity to grab on to some conceptual belief. It's very almost like hide and seek sometimes. Now, actually with this, there is not so much trouble. When it comes, it's like something gets picked up. The one that gives us more trouble is the one who's keeping track of these. The one that gives us more trouble is the one who is like the checking one, the checker guy. Saying, this one. Because somewhere there's an expectation that something has to change about this. Something must be different about this. It has to go. It has to go. Why is it coming? You know, any of these concepts can be played with just a little bit, and it can seem like. But even this, leave it. Just leave it. Because you already saw that whatever might be coming, and as you say, it is subtle, means it's not even so big. It is just coming and going. It's like earlier you had some unwanted visitors in your house, you see, and they were coming and going, but you were not giving them your attention and belief. So they became smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Now there are some tiny ants which are coming. I don't know why I'm stuck on ants now. It was cats earlier now. So, so
There was an ant problem.
there was some ant problem here, so maybe that's why. So, so these tiny ants which are coming through the door and they're going, you see. But the bigger one will come, who's the one who's investigating. Okay, are they red ants? Are they black ants? What is the quality of the ants? and they're almost invisible sometimes. They're getting tinier and tinier. Are they ants or are they termites? Are they? They are nothing. You can just like the seeming big ones was nothing, these small ones are nothing.
I like the ant example more than the cat example, actually.
Yes, many of the cat examples, you don't like the cat examples when I use them. I'm okay with ants and cats. I'm just telling you that you are not either of them. Or human, actually.
Father, but this is really, I just need to speak it up. It is just how it is experienced here these past weeks or whatever. It's like every day, it's just something emptied out. Even I don't know, it just, it feels lighter and lighter. And this, it's just so alien.
Yeah.
And
who was keeping card?
What?
Who is in this report card?
I don't know.
Is it? Can you give me the report card and forget about it? I'm saving you a lot of trouble, actually.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I know what you're saying. I just want to, to speak it out.
Yes, that's okay. Yes.
And leave it. Not. I'm not interested in the reporter. Just this.
Because we don't even really know any of these things. We're just relying on memory that this is what has been happening every day. Now we can we don't know. Just forget it. What is happening? Do we really know? I don't know. What happened yesterday, I have no idea actually. I can tell you what my memory might bring up, but I know it is so unreliable. If I try to tell you 5 things from Satsang yesterday, I'll fail. You see? So it's quite a funny thing. But I like the sense in which you are saying it, which is just to say, okay, I just want to express it out in Satsang and just forget it. It's perfectly fine. It's perfect.
So as you interrupt me, I'm lost now. Father, so I just the only chance I have now is what is it is so strange when you're just here to experience what seems to be the contradiction, to come back to what was, is to egal, is this contradiction or seeming contradiction between the just being and this, this, when this world is so alien and there is something, and some identity goes with this alien, that now everything seems to be so alien or so, and this, I leave to you.
Yes. But alien in a bad way, alien, or alien with just like, what is this? No. So if it's just like, many times this is just like, okay. There is some memory of this one sitting here. He has these long fingers, and he has this strange voice. There's some like that, and this one is called Ananta, and then there's some memory that Guruji gave this name Ananta. Like that, something can come. You see, like that alien, like what's going on, and then if you go to memory, then some seemingly logical concepts about this alien appearance can be found, or is it with a sense of no, this is too alien, this is too alien, like that, or
no, the first
like,
alien version, the first alien version, and then
that's good, no?
Yeah, and then and then to see how all the conditioning is the same, to look or to see how the conditioning is the same like before. Nothing changed actually like that, it's not that there's an expectation here that it should change. That's not like this, but it is so, what is this, you're behaving like a baby, like really like a or teenager or so, with all your moods, what is this? You know, it's so strange. It's so, this is, and also when I came up, there was something like, you know, everything got soaked in and compromised in this very, whatever it was, I just have no idea. And then it, poof, you know, just energy stuff. And I don't mind that. So, but I just felt there was just this coming up and speaking it out, because I just totally trust the beloved. You know, I just totally trust when it's done, you know.
This way it is good to see that whatever it might be is just, everything came and it was just so dense and compressed, and then it's just, so this, all this perception, all this experiencing, it is the taste of so many different aspects of your own being. Very good. I should be able to, we should have technology. I can just throw this flower at Nitya and catch.
The movies show that.
Some
Movies have this.
Some movies. We'll have, I'm sure, in a few years. Oh, see, there it is, behind her.
This is cloning. You have also, she has also.
So this apparent world is here. What to do now? This is what happens. The world is here. What should I do? What can I want now? What should I do now? The self expressing itself in this phenomenal way is what we call the world, this universe, the play of consciousness, in which mostly there's this primary character who shows up. This primary character is different from the others which show up, in the sense that it seems like the world is viewed through the eyes of this one. It can seem like the sensations of this one are the most intimate. These are mine. But upon investigation, you find that this separation never really happened. All of this has just been an idea. Then you see the entire movie is just playing out within you. Ultimately, we also leave this question, am I free now? Because you notice that in that question, am I free, also the I is still the small I. The small I itself is that which you're trying to free yourself from. There's the notion of your limitedness, the notion of your individuality. Once I was asking, we were on a flight, and one Sangha member was sitting next to me. And you know that sometimes I have these crazy questions just to shake up some concepts sometimes. So I asked her, I don't know, is Jaya here? So I asked Jaya, back of it, is it behind you or in front of you? Who can answer this question? The back of your head, that which you call your, is it behind you or in front of? Yeah.
Don't have a head.
Don't have a head. Can't avoid the question. Let me tap it. See, like that. What was it? Was it Douglas Harding on having no head? Have you heard of that? There is only, not his only, but he had this set of spiritual exercises. One of them was to point out that you have no head right now. At best, you have a nose. If you look closely, you might see a nose. But actually, behind the nose is just this empty space. And it seemed like a very funny joke. But actually, if you just experience that, you know, upwards from my shoulders, there is just space. When something happens, this limited sense that I'm contained in this body suddenly can leave. So this became very popular on having no head. Of course, he passed away a few years ago, so maybe not so popular now. But it was very nice. So he would just come and say, like this, you have a head? No, there's just a space. There's these hands. I know it can sound funny when I'm saying, but if you try it for yourself, you'll see that your experience of your own head is just some space and some sensations floating around here and there. But anyway, my question was not that. Yeah, so some answers are coming in front, but mind says back, or maybe not even in front or back. Yes. We have this idea, you see, that it is behind us. It is not true.
It's behind my eyes.
Yeah, behind might be behind the rest of the body, like whatever. But where are you?
Center of the head.
That's another sensation.
It's true.
I'm aware of it if my attention goes to it, or if someone else directs my attention to it. Can't say front or back, just can say back of the head is in me. This is good. Anyway, not to be taken too seriously, it was just a fun exercise. Dear Father, I lay all my seriousness about anything and everything at your feet. Very good. Very, yes, this seriousness. Yeah. When you take any concept seriously, that is when the trouble starts. Father, checking that the voice is not flowing the blood in the body or doing the breathing takes away doership from this voice. Please look at the camera. How do I see you then? Do not blink.
She's drawing a portrait of you. Drawing.
Take a long distance photo. You're coming back tomorrow? No. It's coming tomorrow. No. Good, good.
Yeah, because Satsang is in the mornings, then I won't be able to miss it.
Didn't hear anything. What?
Tomorrow the Satsang is in the morning.
Tomorrow it's in the morning because I have a meeting in the afternoon. But what time will you reach?
That's why I cancelled my flight. And
Oh,
now
you
I'll come
did?
on time.
Oh, okay.
That's okay, no?
Yeah. Your parents won't be happy, you know. I don't feel like there's a greater blessing in this play than when we really look at the question, who am I? Because when you look at the question, who am I? You realize that all of this that I was believing myself to be, I have never been that. All of these concepts, even the idea that I will find freedom one day, there is nobody like that. All there is all there is. And you are that, all there is. But not even just that. You're beyond all there is. But even this question, who am I, doesn't mean that if the question comes, who am I, doesn't mean that the mind will stop doubting, because immediately it will come and say, ah, did I get it yet? Have I found it, who I am? It's the same as what we were saying the other day, what Claire said. I, but I, but I. Who am I? Did I find it? The small I. What a joke it is. The one that never exists gets so much allegiance. And the one that is all there is. Okay, but what does that mean for me? Many times like this in Satsang. Ah, yeah, Father, to awareness, nothing is happening. But I know that. But tell me about me. I am. How many see that to awareness, nothing has ever happened? Nothing has ever happened. So has something ever happened to you? Jyotima says, can I clarify something? Yes, yes. As awareness or as Jyotima?
It's okay. No, I mean, you just reminded, it's fine now. It was like with Nitya, you know, initially it was just so many things are just, I don't know what it is. It just comes and then it goes and then it, you know, and this, I mean, I can see so that, you know, there's really a awareness that everything is just happening within this consciousness which I am, that it's like the whole dream, I'm like witnessing it, and it's not outside of me like my eyes see the tree outside of me, but it's being seen within. And then there's this again, this, you know, you know, a lot of pain comes in the body, and then you're like, you get so angry. It's like, you know, forget this Vedanta and all these things, all nonsense. The pain is real. I'm really experiencing this pain. What should I do with it? You know, and I mean, and then the recognition also comes at the same time that it's just so many chemicals. I mean, how can I trust a me which is based on chemicals? I mean, if I eat something, the pain will go away. So then where was I in all of that? You know what I mean? It's just made out of this chemistry in a way. I mean, whatever drug I eat, and that's what I become. I mean, like the me becomes for that moment. And then at certain times, like I'm looking at something, but it just doesn't seem real to me at that moment. I'm looking at a face, but it's like, what is this? Not like in an alien way, but I don't recognize that anymore. And then I got really nervous because I thought that the medicine was making me crazy, that I can't recognize something. You know what I'm saying? And then I realized, no, it's not. It's not the medication. It's just, but just being in satsang, Father. And then there's this anger against satsang, you know, and there's a lot of pain, and then when the me expected to be better but doesn't get better, then it's like a vengeance. It's like, I don't want to pray to God, I don't want to hear God, I don't want to hear satsang, I don't want to hear nothing anymore. And then it just goes. It's like an energetic thing, and it just passes away. And like now, when you just simply say that, you know, that nothing has ever happened to that awareness, and I really know that. I mean, I truly recognize that. And then the questions all just go away. It's just, it's peaceful again. And thank you, Father.
Thank you, Mati. This world is so full of wonder. One moment we're immersed in a sensation that we can interpret as Jyotima's voice. The next moment I had the energetic movement of rose fragrance. Next moment that is gone. But this body is still here. If you really look at it very simply, innocently, I like the page name that Krishna gave the other day. He said, looking innocently. The set of drawings that is coming to him from words of satsang, very beautiful. They really touch my heart, especially the ones with the little child and then Veda who's sleeping. I'm enjoying those. So I'm saying that this looking innocently, absent of judgment, absent of interpretation, see what is here. I exist. How did this happen? How did this happen that I've come to exist? Let's tackle every other question after this, because everything else depends on existence. Can you get over this? The simplicity of your existence. I exist. No person is here. Yet I exist. What must I be? Person we have not found. We found or not? Not found. And your existence is perceived. Ultimately, you are aware of your existence. What is that? Who is that I which exists? It's not a person. What is it worried about? What concerns does it have? What problems does it have? Where does it have to get to? Where did it come from? This is fundamental. More important than whether the world is flat or round, spherical or whatever it is. It must be what you are. What are you? Who are you? Father, I'd like to leave the idea of authority at your feet too. My authority, someone else's authority. Thank you. Then there is an expectation of something to be different than the current experience. Like I was saying that day, what is desire? It is this expectation that what is not enough. And there seems to be a regular checking of that, Father, exposing and off. Yes. This expectation is only the mind believed in. Is that expectation. And those who've been in Satsang, who've been on spiritual paths, can have this expectation of enlightenment, of freedom. Better forget about it. But don't just forget about this one, okay? Because anytime you'll hear Papaji saying, drop the search. Don't drop everything else, but they just drop the search. That doesn't help. So drop everything, including the idea of freedom and enlightenment. Let them be meaningless words to you. Just like most of the other concepts which might have been powerful at some time are now meaningless. As you come to Satsang more and more, most of these concepts that I'll have the best body in the world. You see, it's meaningless if the thought comes like that. It's just meaningless. I'll be the richest person in the world. Meaningless. What are the other popular ones? I'll have the best relationship in the world. Meaningless. Forget it. Maybe I will become free. I will find freedom. It's meaningless, forget it. All of these belong to the false I. If you have no expectation, then you cannot be disappointed. You see, when Papaji used to say to some people, no, freedom, you want freedom? Forget it, it's not for you. It is not that he's saying it's not possible for you, really, because it is nothing like that. It is what you are, so it is completely for you. It is just to stop this feverishness of this expectation of becoming something. Somebody wants to be the Avaduta, somebody wants to be an enlightened master, somebody wants to be something else. Forget about it. Forgot about it? That's good. Let me see. See if you're... Yes, today is true. Today the eyes have forgot about it. Forgot about it or no? Don't be so concerned about the but of the mind. That'll keep blabbering for some time. It's okay. Let it go. Peter says, right now everything is forgotten. But he's not saying the rest of it. Because when you start with right now, I know the but is coming, but what about after satsang? What about... Right now, no but. Till you keep saying right now, I know there's a but, implied but in there. No but of any sort. Now, future, past, nothing. Not even right now. Is a concept. Right now is a concept, forget about it. Time is a concept, space is a concept, body is a concept, mind is a concept, consciousness is a concept, awareness is a concept. Everything is a concept.
What is a concept?
Concept is a concept. What is Claire saying? But only for butter on bread. That is what British humor. It's so much like the British humor, British nursery rhyme, no? Bread and butter and jam. In India, we learn all these nursery rhymes. Something with sixpence and something we never know. We don't know what a sixpence is actually. It's just that we learn these nursery rhymes. This obsession with rats in all the nursery rhymes and mice, but we never had the play. It's just the colonial effect on our education system. We need a seeker FAQ. FAQ is frequently asked questions because many of our questions are repetitive. Maybe in an interview, video format will be a great help. Somehow, the interview format, Guruji is very, very good at it. I feel like I'm not so at home with this interview format because for me it's just like, do you really have this question? Then some words can arise in response to it. Something has to feel like you're not asking for someone else. It's really something burning in your heart. Then some answer can come. But this FAQ thing, maybe in all the books that we have, there must be some. In fact,
Your own book is an FAQ, right?
well, it's huge, but there is yes. But there will be talks in that. Like the starting point of the book, like consciousness speaking with consciousness, there will be 3 or 4 initial talks which cover all the main concepts of satsang. Actually, the rest of the book is only about that. The rest of these satsangs are also only about that. So just these, maybe the first 2 chapters, 3 chapters could be enough as a FAQ because we've covered all the fundamentals, all the basic concepts there. And there is nothing missing in that. Actually, that much is enough. It's just that because the conditioning has been reinforced over and over, that's why the sharing of that which breaks this conditioning also gets repeated over and over. That is the only reason why we share every day. Yeah, Krishna says if some questions could be sent, we could find the pointers from your talk. We can do, but first have a look at those first few chapters and see if that much is not enough for most of us. It should be enough. The questions are the same, the answer is the same. It's just that different words are used sometimes, depending on the type of conditioning which is there. For some, the advice is to surrender. For some, the advice is to inquire. And that is why I feel like the interview format doesn't really work so well, because there is no generic answer actually. Nitya also once had this idea of there's some 1400 odd videos now, and to see if somehow we can make playlists out of them on particular themes or something like that. It seemed like a very big project.
Initially, when I started watching Muji,
Yeah.
I used to watch short videos. Later, I came to the long satsangs. So as a beginner, I think
The short, but we have lots of highlights.
yes,
now.
yes, the highlights are the
short videos. And also on the website, Drishti is reminding us that we can search for the keywords on the site. Does it work like that? I can just search for anything and then it shows up on the website?
There is a read section on the website. Okay.
There is a what? Oh, 1 second. Read section. Read section. Yeah. I've never read the read section. I should read the read section. Anil says, thank you, Father. I have to leave now. Happy birthday, my dear. Wish you have a wonderful, wonderful year. All our love and blessings to you. And I know Guruji's grace is upon you. I'm enjoying this silence in your expression. I hope Guruji gives you the inner strength to stay with this. And I know that all auspiciousness will come to you. So much love, so much love. Thank you all so much for being in Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Muji Baba ki Jai.
Om Shri Sadguru Ananta Ji ki Jai.